It's like snow and milkweed, huh?
Yep.
Look at that. Yeah.
Hey everybody, it's Jack and Dan, and today we're going to take on fall.
Yeah, fall came quick this year, buddy. Basically, this summer was really weird, and you can see over here with the RYOBI, we never even took the bags off. Part of the reason was we just got flooding. So the grass was so high, we just had to keep the bags on from last year when they were around with the leaves and stuff. And then the 1 month where we didn't have flooding was July, and it was just a drought.
Yeah.
And we just watered like crazy with the rain barrels to keep everything. Yeah, just trying to keep everything alive, you know. And then when August came, it was just tons of storms. So we just left the bags on because, you know, there was so much time in between when we could cut because of all the storming and more flooding. So basically here we are in November. Beautiful week we're having here. It's like 75 and sunny every day. Almost unbelievable, isn't it?
Yeah.
Just a couple weeks away from Thanksgiving. Yeah. So it's kind of nice. We just got shorts and t-shirts and we're out here. What we are going to do is we never changed the bagging blade on this. So we're going to change the bagging blade to the new one because remember in the other videos we talked a little bit about how they gave us when we bought the bags, they gave us bagging blades and when we bought the mower. So we got an extra set.
Yeah, they gave one with the mower.
Yeah, without realizing it. So, and we only used the mulching blades for a little bit last year. We didn't even put them on this year because we left the bags on. So we're gonna have an extra set of mulching blades and an extra set of bagging blades. Those two will be sitting to wait until next year, and we'll sharpen those up before we put them on, whichever one we decide to use. So we're gonna put the new blades on now. We got it propped up right here on the sidewalk, really easy. We're gonna reach under there. We're gonna change those guys, and then we're going to do some prepping with the blowers and the rakes and the edger trimmer and all that. And then we're gonna knock these leaves out. And pretty awesome day to do it though, huh?
Yes.
Let's go. All right, so here's the mulching blades that we only used for a couple months last summer. Again, we didn't even use them this summer at all. We're gonna sharpen those and have them ready for next year. This is the blades. We ordered an extra set of, actually we didn't order an extra set. We ordered a bagging set of blades because we didn't realize that when you ordered the beds that they were going to come with it. So we have two. So the nice part is got an extra, set. So we're going to pop these guys off, put these guys on, and then both of those sets will be ready for next year. We'll sharpen them in the spring and they'll be ready for next year or now and whatever. So this is really easy to do. As you can see here, we basically just pulled up here and lifted this up. I can easily reach my arm under there. Just going to use the old socket, pull them off. A lot of people use a blade block and all that kind of stuff. Honestly, I just hold it with my hand. It's not that big a deal. Especially being electric, I don't have to worry about it turning on or anything like that. So let's pop these on, and then we're going to go around. You can see here, if you take a look right here, if you look by these timbers, we've already kind of prepped everything. We've gotten all the leaves away from all the edges and kind of out of all the beds and everything. That took a couple hours to do that, plus edging and trimming took about another hour or two. So we're about 4 hours in already. That's just how much sticks and all that stuff there was. So, now what's going to happen here is I'm going to change this. I'm going to start with the mowing. Jack's going to be taking down the middle island out front. We have this massive island that we kind of just let grow. So we're going to show some of that too. And he's just going to be hacking that thing down. And what we do is we just push it all in the middle and let it kind of renew itself every year. It's pretty cool. So we'll show you that in a second. So this is relatively dummy proof as far as these go. It's kind of cool. There is there's like, you could see how there's like a round peg and a semicircle peg. So that's kind of, acorn fell, almost hit me. Big one. Yeah, so it's really relatively easy. You put this on like this, it's kind of like a little puzzle. So you can't really screw it up. It's kind of simple. And just put that back up in there, put the nut on the bottom, tighten it up. Very simple. And so this is going to help to chop these up, and then this little blade helps to push it up in the bag. So we'll use these for the rest of the season, and then probably put the mulcher blades on in the spring, depending on if we get a bunch of flooding like last year again. Okay, so patio's all clean. Most of these beds, quite honestly, are still pretty green, so we're not actually chopping them out or anything yet, but some of them we are. And like I said, everything's kind of prepped, edged, and trimmed. We'll show you some of that real quick. And trimmed around the beds here, blew the leaves around them where we have the bricks here. A lot of these areas like that, you can see over there where we did it, kind of prepped it so that way we can just kind of go along with the mower. most of this isn't bad. We chopped down a lot of the stuff that we had here around the pole and everything. You can see here too, we did the sidewalk. That's all edged and trimmed and ready to go. And one of the other things we do, because so many of these leaves collect on the curb, you can see here along the curb, we actually kind of blow those up onto our tree lawn so that we can get them with the mower. So it's a lot of prep work, you know, and then you can see how many is on this one, and we kind of clean that off. What Jack's gonna be doing while I'm starting to cut here, because I go around the outside and everything, is he's gonna be knocking down this. So we have these big, huge milkweed plants and pokeweed plants, and he's just mowing this down with some old school clippers. And we just basically chop all this up and we leave it in a pile, and it covers up with snow and it kind of deteriorates down in it. And then it just all grows back next year. It's like a big jungle, isn't it?
Yes.
It's kind of cool. It's kind of cool. This used to be where a couple of trees were, and we took those trees down because all this grass just died. They were huge. They weren't really being maintained. And they were way too close to the house. Sticks were falling on the house constantly, waking us up in the middle of the night. It was kind of scary. So Jack's just chopping everything down. You can see he's about halfway done with this island. And we just chop it all down and kind of let it decompose, and then it comes back next year. So super cool. So you're gonna be working on that. I'm gonna get this mowing. Well, how many bags of leaves do you think we're gonna get here? 20?
Maybe about 20.
We'll see how it goes. Chopping it up, chopping it up. Those are kind of fun, aren't they?
Yeah.
I feel like I'm Mr. Miyagi and you're Danielson. You know how he makes them like do the yard work and like wax on, wax off?
Yeah, I do.
Do you think that there's going to be any practical use of chopping things with cleavers like that?
Probably not. But,
give you some big forearms.
It's exercise, yeah.
Yeah, good exercise and give you big forearms. A lot of things are changing, but some have not. Some of our neighbors are already, like these guys across the street, already lost a lot of their leaves. We have primarily oak. So you can see here that they're all just starting to turn. A lot of them are even still green. So that's one of the reasons we keep the bags on throughout the whole winter. And we keep the mower plugged in right here in the inside of the garage. For one thing, so we can plow with it. And we will be doing a follow-up on the plow. We're gonna be updating that. But the other thing, of course, is we just get leaves throughout the whole winter. And if we get a nice day, we'll just come out here and do the leaves. And works out great. I'm gonna turn this baby on, make sure these blades are okay. And we'll be able to tell right away. We do leave the plow mount on. It's a lot easier to just leave it on once you get it on. Let's turn this baby on. You can see that we only have about 37.9 hours. We don't really have to do any maintenance. This back, like gearbox, needs new, basically fluid, is what we read in the manual. We're going into a year and a half almost having this mower. We only have 37.9, so it has to be at 100 hours before that hits. And you can see we got a full thing here. So, and of course the headlights, if it starts getting dark, because it is in the fall here, if it starts getting dark before we're done, these headlights are great and they'll light it up for us. Let's turn this baby on and just see if the blades are good. Sounds good to me. Gonna put it in reverse, back up off of here. There we go. And I'm gonna start working on this. We'll go by and see Jack here in a minute. We do still have some grass, so we're gonna take that down to our little mid-level there. We're gonna be picking up both grass and leaves, probably for the next time or two. After that, it'll just be leaves. And let's rock. So you can see it really leveled down with all the water that we had, and then of course that hot month. I mean, this is just almost completely flat. There's almost nothing in our huge compost here. There's the leaves from the first drop. I only made it around the house like 2 times, and you can see it does a really good job of chopping the leaves up and everything. So the new blades are working great, and we'll probably end up doing at least 10 drops like Jack said, so that'll end up being 20 bags. And yeah, this thing's just crushing. 38 hours almost on it, and it's just crushing. So hopefully it continues to do well. There's Jack chopping it up. Nice job, buddy. Doing good, baby. Look at that. Almost all done. We just chop that up, level that out, and everything grows back next year. You can see our tree lawn, about halfway done with the tree lawn. Goes all the way around there, all the way up here, and then all the way down here. It takes, if I just go all the way from my driveway all the way to my neighbor's, fills both bags in one pass. So 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, basically 10 bags of leaves, 5 dumps just from our tree lawn. Crazy, huh? I'm filling it like that every time. I've already got actually 10 stops, 20 bags, and we're probably going to end up doing at least 20 stops probably before we're done here. We got all this plus more to tree lawn to go. A lot more here than I thought. We're going to end up with about 40 bags of leaves. Yeah, and there's still all these oaks haven't even started yet. They really haven't even started falling yet. Crazy. It's a good thing I took down 5 oak trees over there, because we used to be about knee deep over here. This big, huge compost area here used to come up almost as tall as that birdhouse thing there. That's how high it used to be. So I'm glad I kind of took some of those trees down. It was just too much. Plus they were too dang close to the house. So this is when the headlights come in handy. I mean, it's starting to get dark already. And we ended up having way more leaves than we thought. The tree lawn was loaded because we took all those guys up from the street. But Jack's finishing this up. I'm gonna do some blowing, get some of the stuff that came on the patios and sidewalk here. He really enjoys kind of riding this around here in the back of that. It's a super neat mower. Honestly, I don't know what we'd do without this thing. It has been a massive help, massive help. We're gonna check the battery life when he gets done here. This is supposed to go 2.5 hours or 2.5 acres. We only have an acre, but there's so much with the leaves. That's one of the reasons I got the larger 100 amp instead of the 75. So we're gonna check that out here in a minute. You can see he did a great job of leveling this out. I'm gonna probably work on that a little more. I'm kind of blowing the sidewalk and stuff like that with the works. You can hear him around the back. I mean, it's not as loud as a regular mower, but you can hear the, you know, the blades, obviously. And this is going to be a great week for solar production. I mean, for November, we're probably going to have a very high production. We're going to be doing a follow-up on the panels real soon, because we're about to hit a huge milestone. And yeah, it's crazy. I mean, these guys were out here all day doing this, just like us, and they still have tons left. You can see about half their yard still. We get a lot of leaves around here. Yeah, it gets dark early and it gets dark fast. You'll be out here working, and 20 minutes later you can't see nothing. So these headlights come in really handy. All right, so we're doing pretty good. Still got a little bit more to go. We're at 37, or I think we're at 37.9 or something. Now we're at 39. We're gonna end up being, you can see we've got quite a bit of life left. But yeah, we're gonna take probably almost the whole 2 hours to finish this of runtime. It's supposed to go about 2.5 or so. But again, uses a lot of energy, and you got to go really slow when you're doing all these leaves, don't you?
Yeah, you do. But to be honest, it's a dune buggy when you take all the apparatus off and you turn the blades off.
It's pretty much like a dune buggy.
Yeah.
It goes fast with the blades off, doesn't it?
Yeah.
All right, well, let's empty this. We got a couple more to go here. All right, so we took it clear into the night, didn't we, kiddo?
Yes.
But we got, yeah, so we ended up using quite a bit of time. Still has quite a bit of power left. But yeah, if you really have 2 or 2.5 acres and you have leaves, this is probably not going to do it on one charge. Would you say that, kiddo?
Yeah, probably not.
I mean, you know, again, we used a lot of energy, much more than half, and we only have an acre, because when you're dealing with all these leaves. But it did a bang-up job. We ended up with 40 bags of leaves. We had to make 20 stops. We're gonna rake that all down there. But yeah, we're digging this thing. It's doing fantastic. So we've got almost 40 hours on it, going on almost 1.5 years of having it. So that's not bad. Everything's going well. There's no issues. We are gonna be doing a follow-up with the plow. We're gonna be making some modifications to that after using it last year on the handle and the blade, and we're gonna be doing a video on that pretty soon. But yeah, overall, we love this thing, don't we?
Yes.
It's a lot of fun.
It is.
Jack has a ton of fun driving it, don't you?
Yes, I do.
And we're gonna get it ready. We do leave the bags on for the winter time, because we never know, we might have to do leaves in the winter time.
Yeah, sometimes.
So awesome though. Well, hopefully this helps. If you were thinking about getting something like this, it is very, very good. But again, the leaves do
It's like the Tesla of lawnmowers.
It's the Tesla of lawnmowers. But again, if you've got a ton of leaves, you're not really going to get, it does take a lot more energy to start and stop and empty and pick up all the leaves. So we'll see you next time, guys. Have an awesome day.